that it's all complicated, that the issues are not black and white. But how can we come any closer if I just shake my head where I stand? There can never be any handshakes until somebody puts out their hand. I got a lot of hope for the future. I got a lot of faith. Things can work out fine. Got a lot of dreams for a better world. Got a lot of work to do, but I'm gonna make them mine. Got a lot of hope for the future. I got a lot of faith. Things can work out fine. Got a lot of dreams for a better world. Got a lot of work to do, if I'm gonna make them mine.
Hi, my name is Bruce, and I'm sitting here with Byron Wade. We're the moderator and vice moderator for the 218th General Assembly. We're sitting here in Philadelphia in a hotel room because our lives are about traveling these days, and Neil Pressa has asked us to give you a video greeting and a little introduction to what's going on. We are unfortunately not able, neither of us are able to be with you today, and while you all are together. And this is going to be a completely unedited video, so bear with us. First, Neil wanted to just explain to you a little bit about who we are, what our role is in the church, and then kind of reflect on the state of the church these days. And we'll see, maybe Byron won't make faces behind me here. Let's see. So first, let me just give you an idea about the moderator and vice moderator role. The moderator is elected every 2 years at our General Assembly and is charged with moderating that week's events to make sure business is done with faithfulness and thoroughness. And so I was elected to do that. And then the rest of the time, Byron and I are charged also with traveling around the church and telling the story of the church back to ourselves. We hear about what's going on and begin to share that and in a variety of ways. So that's kind of what we do. We are basically your servants in the church, trying to hear about what's going on in the church at all different levels across political and theological and church contexts. So wanted to tell you a little bit about who we are, and then we will maybe give some reflections on what we're hearing in the church. Let's see. And I can't edit this out. Let's see. I serve a congregation. Oh, no, we're not at that yet. Who are we? I am ordained about 14 years ago out of San Francisco Theological Seminary. Third generation Chinese Filipino. Married 18 years, 3 children, 12, 7, and 5. And I've been serving in San Francisco Presbytery for the last 14 years. Yeah, that's probably good. Byron, who are you?
Well, I am Byron Wade. I'm the Vice Moderator of the 218th General Assembly. I want to say, first of all, welcome to all of you, and I'm glad that you're together for this certain purpose as racial ethnic seminarians. A little bit about myself. I'm a native of Los Angeles, California. I came out of Communion United Presbyterian Church. I pretty much grew up Presbyterian. I was actually Roman Catholic for 7 years. My mom used to take us to Mass with her, and then she got tired of taking us to Mass with her because I was the oldest with 3 boys, and we just made too much noise. So she gave us to my aunt, who was Presbyterian there in Los Angeles. And I tell people the reason why I'm Presbyterian is that the theology is good, the people are great, but I came because of the refreshments, because they had donuts and red punch after service. And so I was actually an elder before I went into seminary. I'm a graduate of John C. Smith Seminary in Atlanta, Georgia, the ITC, which is the Interdenominational Theological Center. Also a graduate of Preston School of Christian Education in Richmond, Virginia, and just received my doctorate last year from McCormick Theological Seminary. I am serving Davie Street Presbyterian Church in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've been there for the last 12 years since I finished John C. Smith in 95. So this is my first call, and it is possible seeing your first call for a while. Married to a wonderful woman named Regina Fleming Wade, and we have one son, Andrew, who is 6 years old.
Well, thank you. All right, so let's see. I'm serving a congregation. I'm in my second call. I first served a redevelopment church in San Francisco for 4 years as a designated pastor, and then after that, the Presbytery of San Francisco invited me to explore the possibilities of starting a new church, and so I took that and helped to start a church called Mission Bay Community Church. We are now located in the Excelsior district of San Francisco. We're a church that is anywhere from 70 to 125 people on Sunday, about 200 people involved. But our niche is that we're a pretty young congregation. Most of our folks are 30 or under and trying to figure out how to be in the world and be faithful in the world in a time that's pretty chaotic, but feeling just the yearnings, God's touching their life and figuring out how to respond to that. I am, let's see, what other things are we doing? That's probably good. Let's see. So, Byron, things you've been hearing about the church, what can these seminarians expect to experience as they enter ministry?
Well, I want to say, first of all, I think I want to congratulate all of you for going through the process to become a Presbyterian minister. Many of you may have heard from colleagues, white, black, whatever color, that there are a lot of hoops to go through, and some of your CPMs may not be as amenable as others, but I want to congratulate you that you have answered God's call to go ahead and to serve in this church, because many of you know there are not a lot of people of color or racial ethnic within the process before becoming a minister. I think as you go out into the church, remember that you're called to do a new thing. And sometimes that's difficult, and sometimes there are cultural barriers to that, but to let the people know that God is moving us in different ways, and you don't necessarily need to be stuck in doing ministry the way ministry has always been done. I hope that as you go forth from here, you may take what you have learned from seminary and that you may be able to do something new, whether it's forming ministry teams, whether it's doing new services, whether it's doing new ministries. Be able to use what God has given you as you go forth into the world to do something great. I also want to encourage you as you go forth from here to know that you are not alone. You have many colleagues who are out there of all persuasions who are available to help you, who are able to walk with you through ministry. And always remember that the people that you graduate with, and even in the group in which you are in now, keep in touch with each other, because many of us, despite our different cultural backgrounds, go through some of the same things. And I want to let you know that you're not alone out there. Also, be involved in the face of the presbytery where you are. There are many of my colleagues who decide to get in their church and be stuck, but there are a variety of opportunities to serve both Presbytery Synod and at the national level of our church, and they need you. And I want you to be able to know that there is a place for you within the church. So those are some of the things that I would give to you. Okay, Bruce?
I'm inspired. I think I'm going to go into the ministry. Yeah, I would say that. No, don't do it. They're going to be like, what are these guys? A couple things. One is it's intriguing that our denomination now has two, moderator and vice moderator, two young-ish men of color that I think there's a yearning for what our denomination hopes to become. Clearly we don't represent the demographics of our denomination in our ethnic backgrounds, but the church knows that we need to be in a different place in the next 5, 10, 20 years. And I think if anything, there is great hope. The church, I think, is yearning for something new. It's yearning for folks who are deeply theological, who are thoughtful, who are committed to something greater than themselves. And I think that is somewhat countercultural and needs to be something that we honor and we follow. I think God is calling all of us to be part of a church, and whatever structure we are going to be in, to just continue to be faithful to the world around us and to God in the midst of it. So I would just encourage you. I think there are plenty of opportunities right now to press a little bit, press the institution, press norms of the way that church has been done, and to be church in new ways. And I think that there are times and places and people who, at the right time, at those kairos moments, there will be plenty of opportunities to serve. And again, want to echo Byron. There are people who have been doing work and praying and part of this church for a long time, who have paved the way for so many of us. And so I think it's time for us to continue to respond. So I think that's it. We actually are going to run out of our allotted time to be able to put this on YouTube. And so it's been good to be with you and have the rest of a good event. The songs you're hearing at the beginning and end of this are by David Lamott, and it's from his song Hope, and talks about the complexities of the world, but there is still hope. So, peace be with you. Peace out.
Peace out.
Got a lot of hope for the future. I got a lot of faith. Things can work out.